Alright, Shalom, this is Khanak An Banya Sha'ala from the GMS Lions and Camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Ka Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakah Kwadash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, this is Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." Alright, "While the sun or light or moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain." Alright, so we're headed towards some very perilous times right now. And the topic of this lesson is basically War of the Worlds, okay? Because you see all this turmoil going on with the economic system and wars and rumors of wars, and this is all the doing of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But the thing about it is, you know, when the Most High is going to send Yahweh Shai to enter into the war as a grand finale. All right, and this is the war of the end all wars. All right, so this economical warfare that's going on right now, I'm gonna do this in a couple parts. This is gonna be the economic part right now. But the economical warfare and trade warfare that's going on right now is being manipulated by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And he's in the midst of the war right now as we speak. You know, he's the one that's causing the economy to fluctuate. You know, all right. It says, in the days, this is Ecclesiastes 12:3, it says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened." All right? And what that is first of all, when the sun or light or moon or stars be not darkened, and the clouds return after the rain. All right. So the thing about it is, like, while this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is out there, all right, you have to obtain it while you can. And not only that, like, you know, even the wisdom of this world, that's like the economic wisdom, like watching the news and seeing how the economy is fluctuating, and seeing, you know what I'm saying, seeing how everything is transpiring. You have to look at everything now while you're able to, right? Because there's going to become a time where everything's going to just hit rock bottom, and you're not going to be able to look at the signs, and you're just going to be in the midst of the turmoil. All right, but so the Most High is preparing you. He's showing you, like, we're a part of this warfare. Like, we're a part of this economic crash as well as anybody else, because we're bringing forth, you know what I'm saying, the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's what we're teaching. It's like you're not bringing forth, but you know what I'm saying, the Most High, Yahweh is bringing them forth. But we're out here prophesying against these nations and prophesying against everything that they're building. All right, and part of the building, what they're building is an economic infrastructure that's what's being torn down by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right, so paying a close attention to Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble," all right, that keepers of the house could be your household, all right, you know, trembling because, like, you ain't got enough money to pay your rent, enough money to pay your lights, enough money for food. And the keepers of the other house, the government house, the Senate, you know, the government, they're trembling because of their economic infrastructure is crumbling, and so they can't get paid how they want to get paid, you know. So now it says, "The keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves." All right, so you're seeing that happen. All right, with government shutdowns, Trump doing all this bullshit, the military people being in turmoil, talking about coming forward, talking about the things that they see going on, right? And it says, "And the grinders cease because they are few," all right, "and those that look out the windows, of the windows be darkened," all right. So it's a dark, gloomy day that's coming forth, All right, and the grinders will cease because they are few. All right, the grinders shall cease because there's not going to be any jobs out here. And that scripture right there talks about a recession. I mean, you can relate that to a recession. I'm not saying that's what that scripture is talking about, but you can relate that to a recession. All right. As a matter of fact, all right. This is the Wikipedia recession. All right. So it says the grinding shall cease. Grinders shall cease because they are few. All right. It says in economic in economics, a recession is a business cycle contraction when there is a general slowdown in economic activity. Micro Microeconomics indicators such as GDP, gross domestic product, and the elder did a wonderful lesson talking about what is it on the bull market and the bear market. I just got to watch it, which helped me really extend my lesson that I'm doing right now, because it was just basically when I initially was going to do this lesson, it was just going to be talking about the physical war between Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and the world. So that's why it's called War of the Worlds. But I started realizing that it's Yahweh that's fighting this economic warfare, with in the midst, like, what I'm saying, with these other nations, because guess what? He said, like, because they have, matter of fact, I'm going to get that real quick. All right, because you have, Yahweh fighting in this battle. Um, you know, he's the one that's mustering up the host, but he's not physically seen. So these other nations think they're fighting amongst themselves, but it's the Most High really just like dictating this whole thing that's going on. All right, this is Joel chapter 3 verse 5. It says, "Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things." All right, and that's what the Amalekites did. That's what Amalek did. They took all the gold and took it to themselves. And what did they do? They created the Federal Reserve. The Illuminati created the Federal Reserve and created the fiat currency for people to be passing back and forth, right? Which has no value, all right? So now the Most High is like, yo, you took all the real riches, right? And you're trying to, give out your monopoly money as a substitute for it. But the Most High is like, no, I want my gold and silver back and my children back, all right? All right, Joel 3 and 6, it said, "The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders." And look, and he wants his land back too. Not only does he want his gold and silver back, he wants his land back also, and his children. All right, it says, "Behold, I will rise them out of the place whether ye have sold them, Slakia, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell themselves to the Sabians to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." So the Most High is like, look, y'all done took all my gold and all my pleasant things, right? You can't, there's no way you can pay me back. You know what I'm saying? Because I bring it right back on your own head, all right? It says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all heathen round about." All right. So how is he starting the judgment? He's crashing the economy because, like, I remember, what was that Machiavelli's album, Tupac? When he said, they told me to get my money together so I can go to war. Now I got my money together. Let's go to war. All right. So now when you crash an economy and they can't afford to go to war, and it's such a strategic thing that the Most High is doing, because he's the God of war. He's a God of war. He's the Lord of hosts, Lord of armies, So it's such a. What did he do? He scattered his military throughout the four corners of the earth, and guess what? That's what Russia is doing right now to America. All right, they just sent two nuclear. They don't know if they're nuclear armed yet, but they sent nuclear armed vessels to Cuba. Now they just sent two more nuclear capable aircraft to Venezuela. So they're putting themselves in array around about against America. But the Most High is doing the same thing throughout the whole world. Because why? He scattered the children of Israel throughout the four corners of the earth and then put them into a deep sleep, his elect, the tabernacle of David, the 144,000, and then he wakes them up and makes them realize who they are and the places that he has scattered them. All right, it says in the place where he has scattered you, you shall remember themselves. Matter of fact, let me get it. All right, this is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves." All right, so he scattered us throughout the four corners of the earth, right? Put us in a deep sleep. And then now, in the land of our captivities, throughout the four corners of the earth, we remember ourselves. All right, and that's a battle. That's a strategic move in warfare. Okay, put your soldiers on the doorstep of the enemy, and then boom, next we get the spiritual power. After that, you see what I'm saying? It's just so clear. All right, go back to Ecclesiastes 12:1 again, or leave off. All right. All right, so it says, in the day when the keepers of the house, Shlaki, this is Ecclesiastes 12:3 again. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows shall be, of the windows shall be darkened. All right. So it's going to be a dark, gloomy day in that time. Okay? So let's get the definition. All right? So key point is the grinders shall cease. All right? So back to recession. It says, in economics, a recession is a business cycle contraction when there is a general shutdown in economic activity. Microeconomics indicators such as GDP, gross domestic product, investment spending, all right, capacity utilization, household income, all right, the keepers of the house, household income, business profit, and inflation fall, while bankruptcies and the unemployment rate rises. Why? It says, all right, the grinders shall cease because they are few. All right, so there aren't going to be any jobs. All right, in the United Kingdom, it is defined as a negative economic growth for 2 consecutive quarters. All right, recessions generally occur when there is a widespread drop in spending. All right, an adverse demand shock. This may be triggered by various events such as financial crisis. All right, that's the financial crisis. All right, when they look out the window, it shall be darkened. All right, and an external trade stock, and adverse supply stock, or bursting of economic bubble. All right, Governments usually respond to recessions by adopting expansionary microeconomics policies such as increasing money supply, increasing government spending, and decreasing taxation. But they're not going to decrease taxation, and then what they're going to increase is they have to increase the interest rates on the money that's being lent out, which is gonna tie into that economic bubble, which is being created. So right now you see the dollar skyrocketing, right? And the economy is slowly falling. So, but when the dollar is skyrocketing, it's inflation of the bubble, and that bubble has to burst, right? And everything that's inside that bubble has to fall back down to the ground. So the higher the dollar climbs, the harder it's gonna fall, man. So really, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is fighting along in this war, this economic war, right alongside this Esau and the so-called white men. You know what I'm saying? So you got everything, all these countries trying to stabilize themselves economically to have a budget to fit for war, because everybody knows a war it's inevitable. The war is gonna happen. But the Most High is so man, the Most High is so beautiful that he's crushing the economy. Crushing, not that he needs to do that, but he's just showing his power. That's all he's doing. He's just showing his power. All right, so he's been fighting in this war from the beginning of wars. As a matter of fact, hold on. All right, so this is the Daniel chapter 10, when Daniel was approached by an angel of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and he spoke to him and gave him strength. All right, I'm gonna start at all right, I'm gonna start at 15. Daniel 10 and 15. Hold on. All right. Okay. Start at 18. Start at 17. It says, for how can the servant of this my Lord talk? Start at 16. It says, and behold, one like the similitude of the sons of men touched my lips. Then I opened my mouth, and I spake and said unto him that stood before me, O my Lord, by the vision of my sorrow are turned upon me, and I have retained no strength. For how can the servant of this my Lord talk with this my Lord? For as for me, straightway there remaineth no strength in me, neither is there breath left in me. Slacking. But that's how 2/3 of our people are going to be in that day. Daniel was faint-hearted because of the things that he's seen going on around him. All right, but you was watching Babylon getting taken down by the Persians. All right. Yeah. Babylon getting taken down by the Persians. All right. So he says, all right. It says, and said, oh man, great. Daniel 10 and 19. No, 18. It says, then there came again and touched me one like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me, and said, O man, greatly beloved, fear not, peace be unto thee. And that's the comfort that we're going to get in that day. You know, it says, peace be unto thee, be strong, yea, be strong. And when he spoke unto me, I was strengthened, and he said, let my Lord speak, for thou hast strengthened me. And it's like it said, yeah. All right. It says, then said he, knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia, and when I come forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. All right, so basically the Most High has been dealing with these battles throughout time, all these wars that's been going on to prepare the kingdom for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and the children of Israel. The Most High has been in the midst of all these wars. All right, so this economical and trade warfare that you see going on right now, the Most High is in the midst of that. He's not only is he manipulating it, he's in the midst of it. He's causing this economy to crash. All right, the global economy to crash. So it's gonna be basically a poor man's world, a war. All right, everybody's gonna be going broke. Everybody's gonna go broke fighting in this war. That's just it. All right. All right, and I think I'm gonna close out part 1 of War of the Worlds, the economic battle, with this scripture right here. This is James chapter 5 verse 1. It says, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped up treasures for the last days. And that's what it's all about. Everybody's trying to heap up the money. Now they're trying to find a new money system to work, to bring forth, to repair the damage done to the global economy. All right, you know, but there's not going to be a way to prepare it. Right, the Most High is going to prepare it through the kingdom of His dear Son and the children of Israel. With that being said, I want to give all glory and praise. Say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harukah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, Shalom.